So welcome to this presentation, which is going to look at a few of the aspects of search engine marketing. Now, to ensure we're all on the same wavelength, I thought it would be really useful to define our interpretation of the term search engine marketing for this presentation, so you'll understand why we have prepared the content we have for this presentation. From our perspective, marketing is about creating an awareness of your solutions so that your prospects feel compelled to contact you. Therefore, all of your effort to attract the attention of prospects, and that includes Google, by the way, lends itself to search engine marketing, no matter whether you pay per click or whether you invest time or money to have your business appear in Google's organic listings. If we started talking about strategies to promote those free organic listings, we would be asking for trouble. By the time I presented this and you implemented the steps, chances are that Google would have changed its algorithms, meaning the ideas we present may have little impact or even work against you. Therefore, to talk about SEO, search engine optimization strategies, I suggest you contact us so that you can get the most current, reliable information. So, this time around, let's look at search engine marketing by focusing on the pay per click area. In today's business environment, if you're not online, you're practically out of sight. A number of businesses that we speak to justify not having an online presence by saying they're already busy. When we analyze their performance, we tend to find that most of them are underperforming compared to competitors who have an online presence. And we think the reason for that is fairly clear. By limiting your prospecting to people within literal earshot can restrict your ability to offer real value at the price you need in order to achieve the things that you want from your business. It's the old supply and demand. The greater the demand for your product, the more opportunity there is for you to succeed. And the fact is that more and more people are searching online to resolve their problems. Word of mouth is still important, but if it is your main focus, you're leaving opportunity, money, and any chances of more spare time on the table. Busy is not always good. Profit is good, cash is great, and you need both to run a successful business and have the time and opportunity to do the things you want to do. There are a number of search engines, including Yahoo and Bing and lots of others, but frankly, there's only one player in town when it comes to paid online marketing, and that player is Google. Google is just so far ahead of the others that all of your business's efforts must be directed to maximizing your Google exposure. That's non-negotiable. Once you've optimized your Google presence, then you can focus on the others. In most businesses, the things that matter most that we advocate is the old 80-20 rule. You go to where your customers are, and your customers are on Google. It's also Google that determines your organic ranking in the world's most popular searches. The organic ranking is the main part of, you probably heard that jargon SERP, S-E-R-P, which really just stands for Search Engine Results Page. That's the page you're looking on the screen now. While the page marketing area where you can focus on with your pay-per-click advertising, and it's also the area we're concentrating on today, covers the top and the bar at the right-hand side. So let's start at the very beginning. As with any aspect of marketing, it's vital to identify your A-type prospect. That is to say, your ideal customer, perhaps your most profitable customer. Too many businesses spend too much for too little in return, for the simple reason that they're trying to capture every likely customer in one campaign. It's just not an effective way of marketing. The key things you need to understand about your A-type customers include their location, their problems, and their pain points. Understanding those three aspects will help you to identify the most effective keywords you can use when creating your pay-per-click advertising message. In fact, almost any marketing message using any channel and any platform. Online paid marketing can be very cost-effective to small businesses thanks to one significant advantage. That is the ability to focus on and therefore only pay for that particular geographic area or areas that you do business in. If a significant number of your customers tend to be focused in a certain area, it makes sense to only pay for marketing in that area. For most businesses who rely on local traffic, this is great news. Look to focus your initial marketing on the key geographic areas, suburbs, or even postcodes that are most likely to contain your A-type prospects, and exclude those that you do not want included, even if that's just an interim measure. When your A-type prospects are looking for your type of solution, they're going to be thinking of words that describe how they're feeling, the symptoms rather than the problem itself. In fact, they may even be researching using words that really do describe their problem. Dealing with back pain is likely to strike a chord with them rather than chiropractor, even if they had Googled using the search term chiropractor. Therefore, focusing on their problem is likely to give you two shots of being selected rather than your competitors who are probably using the stock standard and, by the way, often more highly priced chiropractor or florist label. Don't allow yourself to get locked into just one or a few words. Get inside the head of your customers. Think like they do. Talk to them. Look at a small focus group with your A-type customers, or even employ short questionnaires, whatever it takes. Then extend your thoughts even further past the problem they're experiencing, such as my back pain example on the previous slide, to the consequences of not acting on it. You see, it's been proven that people will tend to move away from pain faster than they'll move toward pleasure. And that's just not the case in a physical sense either. Highlighting a pain point can be a very effective means of motivating a prospect to action. Research has shown, for example, that a headline such as "You may be paying $500 too much" can result in more than twice the number of responses than the same message worded differently, such as "Save $500." The pain of paying $500 too much can be a greater motivator than the pleasure of saving the same amount of money. So why is this so important? Think about the impact that you can have compared to your competitors of crafting your marketing message based on these three components of location, problems, and pain points, rather than the traditional approach of purely naming your product or your firm. There are a number of dynamics to consider when managing your page marketing presence. Let's have a look at the table that Google Adwords prepares for your information. The number of clicks refers to the number of times someone has clicked on your ad. The number of impressions is the number of times your ad has been presented on a SERP. Remember, a search engine results page, the page that flashes up when you push your Google button. What we want to focus on here is the average cost per click. That cost per click has been determined by a number of important factors. Firstly, the AdWords process revolves around an auction, so the more businesses who are bidding for the keyword and the more they're willing to pay for the word the prospect entered into that search box, the higher the bid. As a business coach, I focus on the numbers that make up the metric. Therefore, impressions and clicks are more important to me than the resultant click-through rate, which seems to be a metric that so many others look at. You want quality impressions rather than volume. So look to tweak keywords and the other factors that we will be covering to reduce the impressions, which ought to have the effect of increasing the click-through rate in any case. But you're really focusing on reducing your marketing cost. There's no point in being shown to poor quality leads after all. Quite clearly, the number of clicks multiplied by the cost per click is how much you're going to be charged. And it's one of the reasons we're looking to make you aware of ways of improving your marketing results. And that average position shows how far down the list your ad is appearing on average, give or take. Remember, there's an increasing advantage to being in the top 3 if you implement the strategies we discuss in this presentation, and I'll be talking about why that might be more important today than it ever has been a little later on.